The affirmation of the month is, I am bold and confident. I live with divine audacity. And the daily word tied into that beautifully. I'm empowered to bring my highest good into expression. Susan will know that my journey over the last 25 years in the positive living spiritual community here in the city has had its moments of rise and fall. And this year, I made a commitment to decluttering my life. And I've come across a lot of information and papers and books and documents that I've created one way or the other. And I'm cutting out, and I don't know what I can do differently. My John Travolta pose.
Statue of Liberty.
And I put in new batteries 5 minutes ago, so we'll just have to bear with it, eh? Oh.
Just copy the speakers one.
Okay. Take this off?
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to have to move around a bit.
Turn that on.
How's that?
That's better.
All the technical things, hey? You need good roadies.
Yeah.
As soon as you find one, keep it.
Low. Her.
Not here.
Yeah. In any case, it feels a very important day to be with you here and sharing something that's very near and dear to my heart, the subject of confidence. It's very much an important part of a singer's repertoire, is to be able to have the confidence to come up and sing and perform in front of you. And I must say that it is the most loving, warm, welcoming audience you could ever expect to have here at Unity. True confidence is deep self-acceptance. There is a place where you know yourself, where you walk undefended and unafraid, where you connect to the benevolence of the universe and all life. In that place, you are free to speak your truth, to stand for yourself and create the world of your choosing, a world that works for everyone. True confidence comes from a deep sense of self-acceptance and presence. It arises when you awaken your true voice and restore the natural rhythm of your mind. And restore the natural rhythm of your mind. When you awaken to the consciousness of who you really are, master the skills of managing your thinking and your vibration. True confidence is deep self-acceptance. It's a tragedy that in our world, and after so many years, even over a century ago, the concepts of knowing the truth of who we are is not more understood, better understood across the planet. Anytime we were to turn on the radio or turn on the news and watch something, you can see the counter-arguments going back and forth like we see so much these days. And the underpinning cause of all of those is a lack of understanding of who we are. And that when we really do understand who we are, we know that we have the connection to Source, that everything we ever need is available for us in each and every moment. It's kind of a good news, bad news situation. The good news is we're totally capable and responsible for our experience. The bad news is we're totally capable and responsible for our experience. Some years ago, I was part of a book project. I was attempting to write a book. Attempting. It's never been written. It's part of the stuff I found in the cupboard the other day. In any case, our coach, our leader, challenged each of us to find a way to describe the essence of the book in 1 or 2 sentences. So I borrowed a little bit from Reverend Michael Beckwith, and I made up a few things myself, and this was what it got distilled down to. There's one thing you need to know, and there's one thing you need to do. The one thing you need to know is that God is all there is, and it's being itself as you. God is all there is, and it's being itself as you. The one thing you need to do, manage the moment at the end of your nose. Discover how to become aware of your thoughts, your thinking, your beliefs, and how you manage your vibration, how you hold yourself moment to moment. Manage the moment at the end of your nose. So it is a bit of a challenge for us to realize and to recognize that that one spirit, that source, that one great love is who we are. It's a challenge for us to truly step into that and to be that. What we know from physics and cosmology is that there is this one infinite intelligence, call it like the cosmic soup, that we are all a part of. It doesn't take a detour around us. We are it. It is us. And it's right here. It's right, the truth of who we are is in the ethers right beside us. Kind of like a light spectrum, you know, that ranges all the visible light and the invisible light. That is here and present. We can't see the microwaves in the room. We can't see the radio waves in the room, but they are definitely there. Everything is there. And it runs through our bodies too, right? So that infinite intelligence, that God presence, that source is who we are. We're all connected. By virtue of us being in this space, and we come here regularly, we join together with the energy of this community, and we carry it with us all the time. Self-acceptance. Really, there's 3 aspects that I've been able to discern over my life that I have to take in and embrace. And you have no doubt experienced the things of the past that we have judged or we feel guilty about or shame over or just a negative experience of the past. And as Janice was commenting at some point, I can't remember, it's been the last couple of weeks, maybe we're just having a conversation, Janice, that we don't have to judge and try to dissolve all of the past. It is there for us to appreciate and to acknowledge as being part of our journey and part of the process of us discovering who we are. It's that dark, shadowy, doubtful place. So when we say it's up to us to sort of embrace and accept who we are, yes, we need to embrace that past and those transgressions, however they occurred in our lives. But then we bring ourselves to the present moment and the ordinary lives we lead. Huh? The ordinary getting up, getting breakfast, get in the car, go to work, or stay in bed, read a book, or be retired, go golfing, whatever it is, our ordinary lives. It's about accepting that as well, and not judging that we should be something more, or that we're not good enough, just as we are. And to embrace the current moment, to really love it. My sister, we were comparing veins on our legs, right? She says, well, this is my new normal. Right? We have to kind of upgrade our opinions about ourselves and really just let what is happening happen. I've been taking drops for my eyes, and one of the disclaimers they put on the box is you may experience darkening around your eyes, right? So I could end up looking like a raccoon at some point. It's the new normal. So it is about letting go of how life should be different, or how something shouldn't be happening. But really stepping into the reality of, oh no, this is what is. This is what's going on. And being able to accept that and embrace that. But perhaps the most difficult aspect is embracing our divinity. And the challenge that it brings to step into our higher self and to be that. I know in the space of the last year, as part of this process of cleaning and decluttering, I've had a conversation with Susan about what has been going on in my life, and she very quickly helped me to see how much I have been hiding. How much of who I know myself to be I don't let out. And that's why today seems so important. Things around me, all these pieces of paper, they're all suggesting, come on, stand up, stand out. It's that divinity. I caught a glimpse of it, and I ran away. But I want to tell you that I am willing, I'll just say I'm willing to be willing, to stand up and embrace that. I think the...
Hallelujah!
Say amen, can I have an amen?
Can I have a head answer? Hallelujah!
I think one of the most powerful things that helped me in the past to embrace and accept who I am, the kind of the shadowy, ordinary part of me, was an exercise about secrets. You may have heard me talk about this before. But we tend to keep secrets because we don't want to be rejected. We don't want to have other people judge us for the things that we think are unacceptable. But the truth of it is, by keeping a secret, we've already judged ourselves. So one of the best exercises I know is to get out a piece of paper, give yourself 5 minutes, and write down 20, 30 different secrets that you have. The little, pick my nose, whatever. Get really serious, and then I eat it. This is on tape. Let yourself have permission to share that. Those small incidences, and just discover what you discover about what it's like to be vulnerable and to accept that part of yourself back into yourself. But then also let go of the bigger secrets. And if you can, find a safe environment, a friend, where you can share that information. And notice how much you can shed because you've let go of having to hide that and contain that energy. I would really recommend a process, if you're concerned about accepting yourself, is that exercise. The other day, we were listening to Reverend Doug talk about taking risks to be confident and bravery. I did a master's degree in organizational consulting. Some of my colleagues are here in the room today. Diane and Margie. And the theme that I wrote my thesis on was courage. Courage is distinct from bravery. Bravery is that thing we do that everybody applauds us for. You know, rescuing a dog out of an ice floe. Some of the wonderful things we see on YouTube of humans helping animals or animals helping humans. But courage is the willingness to act in the face of fear and condemnation. So when you do the secrets exercise, you're engaging in courage. The willingness to be rejected for who you are, and the willingness to accept who you really are. I can see that our community, we've been together 10 years? Maybe less than that, but there is a core of us here. And we're heading in new directions. We're allowing ourselves to discover more about who we are. And there is a vision that we are starting to generate for ourselves, for our community. And I'd like to share with you a vision that came to me 10 years ago. Imagine you are a visitor to this solar system. You can see the Earth ahead in the distance, glowing and radiant. Beautiful blue-green jewels set into the black, inky space. From a large landmass in the northern hemisphere between the foothills of a large mountain range and rolling hills and plains, a glow of light and a pulse of energy emerges. As you draw near, you see a magnificent beacon of light extending from the surface in a powerful column of white light up to the stratosphere, grounded by an immense crystal-like energy, covering a huge expanse of land. The light flows like liquid gold through this portal into the earth, and as you approach, you see this energy field more like a crystal cathedral. Not a physical form, but a light form. There is a knowing and beingness of caring and compassion in this space, and as you tune into the vibration, you begin to feel at one with the energy. The feeling is palpable. The source of good does not lie in the abundance of the physical resources that are obviously in this place. The source of good rests within each of us at the very heart of our existence. In knowing who we are, of trusting and having faith that all life is on purpose and evolving into higher states of consciousness and freedom. We are in awe that our soul's journey has landed here, for us to be able to demonstrate, to ground, and to hold true this magnificent possibility. It is as though rising from the land through all the activity of this place, through the vibration of the most wonderful field of energy and light, the knowing, the declaration. We stand ready to make our contribution to the Crystal Cathedral. This, the birthright of every person who calls Calgary home. When we pay attention to our imaginings and our creativity and the inspirations that we get, we know that what we are doing is grounding into this dimension, something that has previously been in the non-physical. That we start to hear something that was previously inaudible. Allowing ourselves to step into that higher self, the truth of who we are, that one source that we are a part of, that one great life. Kier te harde Shadam. says, someday, after we've mastered the winds, the waves, the tides, and gravity, we shall harness the energies of love. And then for the second time in the history of the world, man will have discovered fire. There's things that we can do. The one thing we need to know is God is all there is and is being itself as you. The one thing we need to do, manage the moment at the end of our nose. I invite us all to step into the challenge of stepping into and becoming the truth of who you are, one spirit, one great life. And so it is.